Between the ages of 8 and 10, I learned the word suicide, as is natural to development, as I learned new words, of course, and difficult concepts. I possessed a fierce curiosity. Now looking back, I know that I was having empathic curiosity. I know I was having intuitive hits and intuitive curiosity as I tried to make sense of myself, my world, and the many adults and their energies, their responses, their reactions, their ideas that I grew up with and around. I felt deeply confused a lot of the time. Now I know that only some of that confusion was my natural kid confusion. Much of it was me picking up on the confusion, the masking, the hiding of truths the adults around me had at some point decided to bury instead of clear out. I could feel that from them. The impact of these unspoken and unrealized traumas is truly immeasurable in my own life and on the entire family system and generations to come. Every single branch of that tree as it continues to grow beyond me. I both cringe and am proud of my little intuitive self. And I grieve for the child my grandmother was when I revisit my memories around learning the word suicide. The picture of that memory in my mind looks different now from the addition of the puzzle piece, the true reality that her father committed suicide. My intuition wanted the truth back then, but couldn't get it, even though it was trying to find it. Looking back, I can see so clearly that I definitely could have gone to my grandpa or my aunts and uncles, my teachers, and my therapists at school to ask about suicide, but I went straight to Grammy. And I went to her over and over and over and over again. She must have felt hounded or even spooked by this child that seemed to know her secret that she never would share with me. And I know she didn't share it with me in an honest to God attempt to protect me. And if I go into some of that deeper psychology, in an effort to protect herself from all the unresolved, unprocessed feelings of that hard truth being spoken aloud. When we write something down or we speak it, it is as if we are acknowledging to ourselves and the universe, this is real. This thing I hate, this thing that hurt me, it's real. And I am powerless to change it because it just is. We hate our powerlessness and often choose to bury something instead of deal with that powerlessness and release. What's suicide, Grammy? I asked her, and she responded, it's a very bad thing. You don't need to worry about that. Catholics don't commit suicide. It means taking your own life, and God created us to live. He is the only one who gets to decide when we die. I'd ponder for a few hours or sometimes days and come back. What do you mean Catholics don't do suicide? Why don't they? But everybody else does. And she'd say, because it's against the rules of God and we follow the laws of God. I could hear the edge in her voice. I didn't know what it meant. I thought it meant that I was bad, in the way every budding people pleaser takes everyone's uncomfortable emotions as their own fault. Sometimes her patience wore thin and she'd just run me off. That's enough of that. Time to go outside and play. My intuition just knew there was something there and I just couldn't get to it. A knowing that I wanted, and I felt like I needed it, but I couldn't get it. I wonder how hard that was for her to feel from me. I wonder if parts of her liked being reminded of her father by her granddaughter, or if she cringed and tried to never remember because of the pain. I'll never get the chance to ask her about that experience or her experience. Is there someone in your life that your intuition seeks information, knowledge, history of your family tree? What do you think your intuition knew or knows? What's it seeking? History and answers to our curiosity will not heal us. Information alone is not the healer that we desperately want it to be so that we don't have to work so hard. We just know and then we're good. We would love that. It doesn't work that way, y'all. I wish it did. We truly don't need to know to do the healing that we each face. I have done the bulk of my healing without ever having this big old puzzle piece of the story of my family and the cascade of that story's influence onto my life. Comment 302 to get a link to the entire episode.